Hello, friends. It is Monday, June 30th, about 7 p.m. Pacific Time. Welcome to As I See It, Episode 9, brought to you by the letters W, T, and F. I took the weekend off because following some advice from some of the people I watch, one of them being Park Rose Permaculture, who says that we need to take care of ourselves, which is really important because we are under constant attack. And we all know the routine by now. The weekends are going to be abominable. And I'm not going to touch on those specific things. Just want to touch on something I learned. As I said, I took the weekend off, did some reflecting. Thought about what videos I was going to be making this week. And I wanted to speak to the fact that my generation, Generation X, really has failed miserably. I watched some of the people who were in my YouTube and my Facebook, and I just didn't feel right anymore about pursuing that kind of grievance video, because it seems to play into the trap of divide and conquer. You know, for as long as humans have existed, there have been differences between generations. It's simply a matter of age. The time that I grew up is literally a different world than the time that my daughter grew up, and literally different from the time that my mom grew up and my grandmother grew up. And so that's not something that's going away. What's different now in our time is that we have media. We have a recording of it, and then we have the ability to editorialize it, to satirize it, to broadcast it and make it something deeper within the sociological consciousness of the people. In times past, it was just simply accepted by people that your kids were going to be different. Their world was going to be different. And we need to do that. We need to not let ourselves be divided by generations, to say things like, oh, boomers, or oh, Gen X, or oh, millennials, or oh, Generation Z. We can't be divided, because there's something that unites us, no matter what our age, no matter what our race, no matter what our gender, no matter what our religion, what our sexuality, whatever the case may be. We all accept that government derives its power from the consent of the governed, and we do not consent. We cannot consent, and we are united in that. So I wanted to make this, rather than the earlier idea where I was going to lay out my case against Gen X, but instead I want to just invite everyone to consider that we cannot be divided, and that though we may not see the world in the same way as another generation, we're all living in the world right now. This is the commonality, and we cannot be divided. We will not be divided. Our numbers are growing. I'm very encouraged by that. During the weekend, I saw people who had signs up. And the numbers on the other side seem to be dwindling. The few loud voices are going to always be there, but in general, it seems as if their fever is breaking. And we need to reach out to them. If you have a friend who voted for the monster, who's questioning it now, offer them your ear. It might be hard to listen to, but you have to do that because we need them. They're on the inside. We need them to begin helping other people extricate themselves from it. You know, the Constitution, for its time, was a magnificent document. It clearly is failing us now, but it will always remain astounding in that the first three words, we the people, you know, that sums it all up, right? So we can't be divided. It's about all of us. And as I saw one creator say, if you aren't already a multimillionaire, you are going to get screwed by this current government. Paraphrasing her words, I don't choose the word government for what we have here. It's a regime. And it's a regime built on weakness. Whereas the spirit of the people is built on community, built on understanding, built on patience, built on generational knowledge, and built on love. We love our country. We love our freedom. We love democracy. And for those of us that are fortunate enough to be parents, we love our children deeply, and we want to give them the same potential that we were given. Not a dystopian dictatorship. I'm sitting here on top of a mountain 1,600 feet above the Willamette Valley. Beautiful, unusually hot day here. And I'm very, very fortunate. As much as it bothers me to do these, because this is not natural to me, this is my maybe 17th or 18th video, I don't know. I, though, cannot resist the compulsion to do it. And all of our voices are important. The diversity of voices is amazing. Where one person is calm, another person is very animated, where one person is very, perhaps, I don't know, deliberative and mature sounding. Other people are very common and maybe profane. But the thing I'm thinking is that we need all those voices, because where one person's voice might fall on somebody's deaf ears and not activate them, another person's voice and manner will. And that's part of our greatness. That's why they attack DEI, because diversity, they know, is not a weakness, it's a strength. And it's America's greatest strength. Through all of our voices, through all of our different ideas about how we go through this, we will find the way. And the regime's days will end. And we all look forward to that. Go carefully, friends. Spirit be with you.